Welcome to Sales Tax and More, your go-to resource for all things state tax related. Now here's your host, Michael Fleming.
Hi, Mike Fleming here, founder of Sales Tax and More, and today's co-host for the Sales Tax and More podcast, where we talk about everybody's favorite topic, which is, of course, sales tax. And today we're going to talk about marketing tactics. We're going to flip the script a little bit, and rather than have Ellie interview me, I'm going to interview Ellie. We want to see how companies use and how they understand what they are actually selling. But before we do, let me introduce you to my co-host, Ellie Moffitt.
Same Ellie Moffitt that you're interviewing today. So before we get into it, Mike, I'll do my little introduction here. First, I'll say, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe. We love it when you do so. We enjoy making these podcasts for you. And for Sales Tax and More, we are a full service consulting and solutions firm. So we have a really great team here of experienced tax professionals who are very dedicated to fulfilling your state tax and related needs. So we do a lot of sales tax returns, sales tax registrations, consultations, research, and like our name states, more. So if you have questions about our services or you'd like to work with us, please reach out. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to work from you. And Mike, I guess let's do it. Ask me some questions.
Okay, well, I hope this goes smoother than the webinar that we just presented live. In the middle of the webinar, I got stung by a bee. I'm in my office here. Very rarely do I have bees in my office, but this one found me and it stung me, but good. So hopefully we get
comedic relief for everybody else. We all had a great time. Not as great of a time for Mike.
Yeah, stings a little. All right, so let's jump right in here. Well, Ellie, what's a marketing trap?
Yeah, a marketing trap really is a strategy that a business will use to manipulate consumer behavior to their own behavior. So basically, if someone's trying to take advantage of your vulnerabilities, in this case, in a business, it's completely unfair. You yourself might be running a business, you yourself might be delivering a high quality product, solving people's problems, giving them things that they need. And it's frustrating that there's companies out there, businesses out there who are setting up traps like this and not delivering what they promise or delivering part of what they promise and making you doubt yourself. So that's kind of what a marketing trap is in itself. And Mike, before we get into this next question, I want to summarize what this podcast is about and work backwards a little bit here. So the overarching theme here is that if someone advertises that something is really easy in an industry where it's highly complex, if you have some experience or you've tried to do it yourself and you find that it's really complicated, you need to be prepared to take a closer look and have a relative good understanding of what you might actually need, which is, again, really unfortunate because if you found that it's complex, if you found that something is hard and you're looking for a solution, it's very, very tempting to go with someone who's making big promises to solve all of your promises and make your life easier. So that's the overall arching theme here. And yeah.
Understand. So if there's someone out there selling bee sting remedies right now, I could become a victim.
Yeah, you are vulnerable to a market, and it's hard because some of those products might make a huge difference for you and some of them might be a little bit snake oil. So how are you going to tell the difference?
Hopefully I don't see any snakes in here. Getting bee bit is bad enough. I don't want to get snake bit in addition to bee bit. Bee stung, excuse me. But sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's get back to this.
I focus on the bee sting. It's still hurting Mike, for just so everybody knows. It's still, he rubbed a little bit of dirt on it and kept going, recorded this. So it's still on Mike's mind very heavily at this point.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it. You'll feel it better. Walk it off. All right. So I think I've got the concept down. How does this apply in the sales tax world?
Sure. Intentionally or not, there's some really bad information out there when it comes to sales tax. We, even in the marketing team at Sales Tax and More, we are digging into the information that's out there. We're trying to stay on top of what's happening in the sales tax world. We have some responsibility when it comes to making sure the charts that we have are up to date, the information on our website and the content we put out is highly educational and up to date. And there is just a lot of bad information out there. And I think the range of this bad information, it's from it ranges from the range of this bad information ranges from misinterpretation to straight up false representation. And for one, there's so much to know from state to state with all the variances that come with all things sales tax. There's a reason that your most common answer to so many questions is it depends. It's because there's just a lot to know. It's really hard to stay on top of. That's why what we do in whole is just sales tax, because there's plenty of business here to be had just dealing people's sales tax. For another, it's not always clear what a sales tax partner may be offering and what you are responsible when you're partnering with that sales tax partner. We have an entire podcast episode, we have blog posts, we have infographics about this subject, specifically about choosing a reliable sales tax partner, about understanding what they are offering you. And if you're listening here today, if you want to listen to that podcast, please go listen to it. Please look at that blog post. I'll make sure that they're linked in today's show notes so that they're easily accessible. But a good sales tax strategy, it starts with and if you're outsourcing, starts with a reliable tax partner. And of course, I recommend Sales Tax and More. I don't know who you recommend, Mike, when it comes to a sales tax partner, but that information we have out there does give you some really helpful tips on how to navigate a sales tax partner who may or may not be as well. So that's definitely worth taking a look at.
Very good information. Thank you very much. And you're keeping this very professional, by the way. I know if you were interviewing me, I'd be naming names. So good.
I might cut this part out entirely too. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So how do you avoid marketing traps?
Yeah, I mentioned in the very beginning, but it's worth mentioning again here. And my whole point was to bring it back here because it's so important. If you are having an experience and can recognize that something is difficult, whenever you need any product, especially something like sales tax, reach out to an expert. Absolutely. Reach out to a person who's developed a business around that thing that you were having a hard time with. But make sure you've looked into that thing, or in this case, make sure you've looked into the sales tax world enough that you know what responsibilities may be lying on your shoulders. So an example that we use, an example that's a great example of this is notice management. We've seen a lot of marketing in the sales tax world that really puts it out there that if you work with them, all of your troubles are over. It's worry-free. And that what we've seen just may or may not be true for the companies that are putting that out there. So notice management is a good example of that, because notice management can mean so many different things across the board. And we cover this more in depth again in those podcasts that I mentioned, but many companies advertise that they're handling notice management for you when it still means that you have to get in there and handle those notices yourself. Other companies are getting those notices, making sure they're taken care of, contacting you if need be. And there's a huge actionable difference between how companies are handling notice management, and it can have a really large impact on you. So go in with the right questions. Yes, look at reviews, look at the information that someone is putting out there, but make sure you understand what questions you should be asking. Make sure you understand what responsibilities are going to fall on your shoulder when it comes to something like sales tax for your business. There can be a huge impact on you financially. It's great that we live in an age where we can choose products and services that resonate with us, that we can go with marketing where we feel we connect. But it is necessary that you do some research, that you look into things and you have a full understanding. So marketing in the end is trying to sell you something. Make sure that it's selling you a product that you understand and that you need. And Mike, anything else you want to add in here?
No, I think you did a great job, and I'm going to volunteer you. If anyone has any marketing questions, whether they pertain to sales tax or, a lot of accountants out there, marketing not always a strong strength. If you have an interest, reach out to us, and we'll see how we can help you out, or how Ellie can help you out. I'm going to wrap up here, Ellie, since we flipped the script. If you have sales tax needs, we offer many solutions and services, and you can reach out to Ellie directly at eMoffat at Sales Tax or Sales Tax and More. Our website is www.salestaxandmore.com, all spelled out. And in addition to our services, we offer a series of free webinars that provide for free CPE credits. So we do hope that you've gotten something out of today's webinar. We thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you at on the next episode of the Sales Tax and More podcast. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe and check out all the resources we have out on the web.